And I'm going to be making the case today why not only you should be actively supporting AI, but that AI is going to help you become a smarter and more successful silver stacker if you use it. Hey everyone, it's Kingdom Silver here. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Let's dive right in. So today we're talking about precious metals and AI, a concept that maybe you hadn't thought about these two go together, but I think they do, on almost as good as peanut butter and jelly. And I'm going to be making the case today why not only you should be actively supporting AI, but that AI is going to help you become a smarter and more successful silver stacker if you use it. And I realize in just that one sentence, I probably alienated 50% of my audience that just clicked into this video, but stick with me, let me cook. I think that I can help make this case for you and help you understand why this is actually going to be really beneficial to you. So just a little bit of qualifications on why I can talk about this. So I'm in the financial services industry, and actually right now I am on a committee that is using AI, and we are kind of a beta test group at my work that we're focusing on using Copilot, using Claude to help us in the financial services industry. And it's a really interesting topic right now for financial services. How are you using AI? What's the governance behind it? How are you making sure that you're taking care of the sensitive data of clients and customers, as we're not currently using that right now on sensitive data. We've got that locked down until we're able to get governance policy, security wrapping around that. But we're just getting our feet wet in AI and determining how can we use this, how can we leverage this to be more efficient and successful in our day-to-day lives. And actually in September, I'm going to be participating in a virtual AI conference that is for both finance and accounting professionals. I'll put a link to that in the video. It's completely free. I'm not sponsoring this. I'm not getting paid for it. I just think it's going to be really interesting. They're going to have people from Meta. They're going to have people from Chipotle talking about things like governance around AI, the use cases for it. And if you're a finance and accounting professional, I highly recommend you check it out. I think it's going to be really good. So that's kind of where I've gotten interested in AI. And honestly, I'm a little bit more of a slow adopter. I think typically as accountants, again, I'm a CPA. I've done this for about 11 years, and I've been kind of a slow adopter to AI, but really in the last month or two, my perception on AI has really changed. And that's why I want to talk about this and how it relates to us in a precious metals perspective. So let's make the first case, and we're going to, on the first point here, we're going to be looking at kind of a broad level, and we're going to be focusing on the first part of the sentence I made, that you should be actively supporting AI if you're a precious metal stacker. Why is that? Well, simply, ladies and gentlemen, AI is good for precious metals, and here's why: because it demands more precious metals than other types of technology. So let's look into this as why. And we're going to look at both silver and gold. Just a couple of highlights. I may do another video on this, but I just want to kind of give wet your whistle, if you will, as to why this is interesting. So for silver, AI specific servers, AI specific technology typically uses more silver. In fact, from some research that I've done, your kind of standard general purpose technology server, it may use anywhere from like 1 to 2 grams of silver. Modern AI server systems, these are estimated to contain several times that amount of silver, and in some cases as much as 10 times more silver. It also uses more silver because AI data centers draw massive amounts of electricity and generate intense heat, and silver is heavily used in that to help distribute, whether it's in this distribution systems, switches, relays, because it helps with the conductivity of the electricity that's coming through those systems. And it's very similar to that in gold as well, that it's gold, more gold is used in these systems because there's more pressure, tension, I'm probably not using the right words there, on those systems. Also, gold has a complete resistance to oxidation and corrosion, which is very important too. So gold is a great way to, and these are used extensively in circuit boards, in connectors, things like that. And they are highly more so leveraged in these AI systems and technology and their servers and the hardware than they would be in others. So what does that mean? Well, that means that as we get more and more AI in the world, and ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break this to you, AI isn't going anywhere, right? At one point, we thought that using horses to get everywhere was the best idea, right? At one point, and I love having this on the screen here, the precious metals you see. I brought these on the screen because they have a bit more technology. So this Scottsdale Mint is a great example, and these QR codes. At one point, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't think we'd use QR codes, right? People thought that was a silly idea, and now you've got QR codes on everything. You can just scan it on your phone. This helps you verify the security of these metals. And then Sunshine Minting, I have these here just because if you're new to the channel, I love the technology. I love the fact that you can, these are just very secure with that mark on the back. They are just awesome. So, things change, right? I think millennials, being a millennial, we've seen the most advanced technology change in my lifetime. When I first, when I remember dial-up internet, right? I remember having my family having a Walkman, using VHS tapes, right? All of that's obsolete now, right? It's a completely different world out there. I remember before people were actively using cell phones. I remember actively using pay phones, right? Technology changes and it helps us become more efficient and effective. And that's what I'm all about, ladies and gentlemen, in my job as an accountant, is being more efficient and effective. And, dovetailing into this is what we're going to be talking about in the last part of this video, is how AI can really help you become a more successful and a smarter silver stacker. And really, this is going to come down to a couple of things. And the first is that AI is a great way it's a great tool to use as research. So even in some of the searching of topics on my videos, I've started using AI just to say, hey, on this topic, let me, give me some articles, give me some resources, give me some links, explain this concept to me, let me do some more research on my own, and then help, it basically helps you figure out, where to start. And I've used it for some really cool things. And on this channel, I'm actually going to be showing you, and on the screen, you're going to see a preview of some of these topics. We're going to be talking about some comparisons that I've done, leveraging AI to determine, hey, comparing silver stacking, gold and silver stacking, comparing ETFs, physical IRA, gold and silver IRA, a tool like Kinesis. What is the best bang for your buck if you're trying to invest in these? We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some other topics of what does AI think about, silver stacking, right? These are some things that AI is a tool that helps you get through the weeds, help you, maybe if you're not quite sure what to look for, it's going to help you with that information. Now, having said that, I want to get one thing very clear, ladies and gentlemen. In some of the webinars that I've watched about AI, I think this is a really good example that they say AI is kind of like an eager intern, right? It wants to do a great job. It does its best. It thinks it's right. And so you should not use, and hear me on this, you should not allow AI to replace strategic thinking. That's not what it's for. It's a tool that is used to help you take through massive amounts of data, sort through it, get the highlights, and then make the best decision. And you're going to see this in some of these videos, and you're going to see it in the comparison that I did as well, that I told AI, hey, I want you to compare, here's some criteria, here's my my factors that I want you to compare. And then it made some assumptions on its own. And when it originally did it, the first assumptions were wrong. And so if I wouldn't have known and had the background knowledge as a stacker, right, that it was trying to take this amount factor as opposed to that amount of factor, well, in the end, you're going to see it made a difference on what the recommendation was of the type of product it would recommend using. So what I find really useful in AI is it's a tool to help you sift through the noise, help you maybe if you don't know where exactly to look, and to get you in the right, point you in the right direction. And then the second thing that I really think it helps, and kind of our third topic on this, is that it empowers you, right? I think for a lot of people, there's been, and prepare for a little bit of a crash out, ladies and gentlemen. There's this huge topic macro-wise of AI and creativity, right? On music or painting or stuff like that. And let's be clear, I don't think in any way you should be leveraging AI to rip off someone's work, steal their work, to be impersonating other people. That is absolutely not the tools that you should be using AI for. I think, though, using AI is another level of creativity, right? Everybody is creative in different ways. I can do things with a spreadsheet that a lot of other people can't, right? And there's people that can draw beautiful artwork that I can't. At the same time, it empowers you, I believe, AI, to maybe do some things that you weren't expecting to be able to do, right? Like that research. I was able to compare multiple sources, multiple factors of should I be investing in this product or that product or keep on stacking. I was able to do that in less than 10 minutes and get some really good decisions and help me figure out, okay, let me add this to the prompt or that to the prompt. Let me understand by reading the articles and the source material. Is this valid what AI told me, right? Again, this isn't a magic 8-ball. Right? You're not going to just say, oh, please help me figure out who I'm going to marry or make this huge life decision. Should I have a baby or not? Important things. And then you shake it up and then back it tells you, hey, your future is clouded, right? Or did not get enough information, guess again, right? That's not what AI is for. It's to help you feel like you can do things that you couldn't before. It's a tool, it's a resource to make you smarter, to make you more efficient and more successful. And you should not be afraid of it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, AI, hot take here, AI will never replace the human mind. That's my belief. I could be wrong in that. It will never replace the cognitive abilities of a human, right? That's how God created us, and I think there is something that man cannot replicate. Again, that's my own personal belief, but I don't think we should be afraid of it, and I don't think we should demonize it either, because you've got people on multiple ends of the spectrum, and I'm getting revved up on this, that some people think, oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread and it can do everything for me. Some people think it's of the devil. Some people think that we're going to turn into iRobot. If you haven't seen that movie, good old movie with Will Smith, definitely check it out, where the robots take over the world. I don't believe that. It is a tool, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tool that can make you more successful, more efficient, that can help you, give you that kick in the pants, where if you're trying to figure out, hey, should I be investing? If I've got some decisions for my kids on, should they be stacking? Should they be in a physical gold and silver IRA? Helping you plan for your future. AI can be a tool to help you sift through that and honestly save you some money if you're not able to talk to a personal financial advisor. Now, please hear me on that. I'm not saying that this is replacing a financial advisor, a personal financial advisor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a tool to help you get started, to be able to ask intelligent questions, or sometimes you don't even know what to ask, right? And that's, I think, where AI can help you. So over the next couple of months, I'm going to be sprinkling in some AI content into my videos just to help you understand what I'm leveraging it for, where I've found it useful in the precious metals. And I'm certainly no expert on this, and I'm not going to pretend that I am. But I think what I've found useful, and I was listening to a podcast a while back, and it explained this really well, that, hey, sometimes you don't want to learn from like the exact master of a subject, right? You want to learn from somebody that's like maybe 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, that can get you to the next point, and then the next point, and then the next point, right? You don't want the expert of AI around the world to say, hey, teach me every single thing about AI, right? Well, they don't have time for that, right? But what you can be helpful is you can ask smart questions based on what you're learning, and it empowers you to learn and be a smarter, more successful silver stacker, and hopefully a better human as well using it. So again, not saying that AI is the end all be all, but I think it's a helpful tool, a helpful resource. And I think it's, especially as silver stackers, we can really get into this mentality, right? As I mentioned before with the horses and the carts, right? In this case, right, you've got the miner here, and using the pack mule, and this used to be how we were transporting goods, right? Times have changed, and we need to adapt to the times and leverage the tools we have to become smarter, better, more successful at what we do. I think that's the best way to go. But in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear your thoughts around precious metals and AI. Are you interested in this topic? Is there anything you'd like me to research using AI that you would think would be just interesting to talk about? And also, if you're dead set against it, I want to know why. Again, as long as you're respectful, let's have the opinions on it. Let's talk about it and why AI is or isn't a good thing for the precious metals industry and for you as a precious metal stacker. With that, we've gone really long in this, ladies and gentlemen, but I think this is a good episode as an introductory to what I'm going to be talking about. And again, I'm going to be doing some traditional precious metals content in there, what you've seen before too, but I think this is something that honestly I think has been really helpful to me, and I want to share this resource to you. And hey, if you don't find it useful, that's okay. That's okay. If you're not interested in it, you can find another video. I want to help people, and I think this is a great way to help them, is showing them how to leverage this technology to help self-teach yourself, right? How to get the information you need and do it in a way that's going to help you, again, be a more smart and successful silver stacker. With that, ladies and gentlemen, be blessed, be a blessing to others. We'll see you later.